everybody. Welcome, Sagittarius. I'm doing a check-in with your person. We're taking a look at asking Spirit to answer 2 questions for us today. For my Sagittarius collective who has somebody that they are holding in their heart center, somebody that they feel a connection with, that you've not been in contact with, blocked communication possibly, and you are wondering if they're going to reach out to you. We are going to ask Spirit if your person is going to reach out to you in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And then we're also going to ask Spirit what is blocking you in this connection. What is blocking you from moving forward, feeling stuck perhaps? What is it that you should know? What is creating the blockage for you in your connection? Why is things not progressing? Okay. So that's what we're asking Spirit. For those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. Nice to have you here. I'm High Priestess Elif. I'm a No Tools medium, intuitive reader. Most of my reading is channeled. I receive messages from Spirit about your situation, your person, bringing you guidance, answering your questions. So I'm constantly channeling. I receive impressions, energy, messages, and it is my job to translate it in a way that makes sense to you. Okay. For those of you who are back, it's nice to have you here once again. Thank you so much to you guys, to my Sagittarians who have taken the time to like, to comment, and to subscribe. When I start my meditations, I open them all up with I open up a channel for healing for my subscribers in the areas of love, your relationship with yourself, and so forth, to help to bring you healing and breakthrough in those areas. So obviously when you subscribe, you make it possible for me to do that for you, to do this remote healing. And for those of you who have taken the time to comment, I read all the comments. I don't have time to reply to all of them, but I really do enjoy reading them and receiving your feedback. For my Sagittarians who have sent me a donation, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Those of you who have contacted me for a personal reading, I am honored. Thank you for allowing me to channel your energy and to bring you messages to help to guide you through your journey in love. Okay, so the archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flames burning. You've entered a sacred space. I always ask that you take a few minutes to just take a few deep breaths, settle into your intuition, ask your guides and keepers to guide you through this reading, to help you to see and recognize when the message is for you so that you can claim it without a doubt, and when it's not your message, you know, so that you don't try and make things fit that don't actually belong to you, because that doesn't serve you. Okay. And to help you to receive the messages that are meant for your highest good, Sagittarius, we are asking Spirit, guides and keepers, I thank you so much for helping me to do what I do, to bring Sagittarius these messages that will help them and serve their highest good. The person that they have on their mind, the person that they are holding in their heart space. Please let us know if Sagittarius will be hearing from this person in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Thank you, Spirit. Right, let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so Sagittarius, Spirit is saying to me that many of you are really wrestling with feeling as though you've been a fool. when it comes to this person. Being a little hard on yourselves, feeling as though you've allowed yourself to be made a fool of. That karma is being balanced for you at this moment in time, and this is not an easy process. It often means that we have to come face to face with hard truths about ourselves and about how we perceive the situations that we find ourselves in. You are doing some shadow work at the moment, and so it's natural for you to take a fine-tooth comb through the various situations of your life, in particular this one in relationship. But Spirit is reminding you, please be aware, you are manifesting. You are manifesting with the energy and on what you choose to focus on. So if your focus is of a lower negative vibration, try constantly to reach higher perspective around a situation. Don't allow yourself to linger there for too long, because you are manifesting. Your person sees you as a source of so much joy. They've been so happy around you and with you, and some of their best memories have you in them. They see you as attractive, beautiful, independent, self-assured. They see you as not needing them. And your person is still in a very guarded energy where they are afraid of losing. They're trying to hold on to what they have. And at the same time, they're just actually wanting to protect themselves. Now, you might feel this is unnecessary, that why should they need to protect themselves from you? It's not you. It's just who they are. It's just based on how they've experienced life and how they perceive life. And so that's why Spirit is saying, be careful. They are manifesting all these blockages because their energy is constantly in fear. They are not allowing goodness to come into their lives. Don't allow your energy to be that of self-criticism, harsh judgment of self, because you will keep manifesting situations that will confirm those beliefs. You know better. This person of yours is still figuring out where they want to be. They know they want to move forward, but they still feel stuck. Spirit is saying to me there's been a regression in their energy, because there was an opening up and them feeling like they were able to sort of see themselves move forward, but something's happened. There's been a regression in the energy, and so they're just staying still for a while. I don't see this person reaching out to you, because what I'm picking up in their energy is they're asking themselves, what's the point? You don't really need them. They feel that they need to guard and protect themselves, and they're not really feeling safe anywhere at the moment, because this person doesn't feel safe in their relationship with themselves. What is blocking my Sagittarius? Well, before I even go into it, Spirit is saying to me that what's been revealed already is this negative self-talk, is this negative, lower vibrational focus that you've been giving this of late, just because you're not happy with how things are going. This holds you in a backward place. You have to come to the place where you are spiritually and emotionally mature enough to be okay with things the way that they look in the 3D, because it's not really about being with somebody. This, for those of you who are in divine relationships, if this is your twin flame that you are wanting these answers for and about, and you guys are in separation, focusing on your flame is the worst thing that you can do, because you That's a chaser energy that you are sending in their direction. And then there's all these lower vibrational mental chatter that you are entertaining. You have to shift your focus from it because it feeds into their already doubt. You are one soul. You are one soul. So separation is an illusion. You know, so many people are so focused on coming into union with their person and living out this romantic fairy tale. It is different to any relationship concept that you've ever had or experienced or seen in the world. And that's why it requires growth. It's knowing that you cannot box this connection. This is not a relationship. A relationship is between two separate people. You are not two separate people. You are one soul. And so whether you are in one another's lives or not, you are still together. But if you're not in one another's lives, it is because the energy is not conducive to this connection. You are still too focused on them and not independent in your energy enough. You are still looking at them because you feel like them being in your life or behaving a certain way is going to create this sense of completion. That's not how it works. It is a soul journey. You need to be doing your soul work. And when you are doing your soul work and your focus is on your soul, and that's enough for you, weeks, months, then that's when your person comes in. They want to be around you. But as long as your focus is on what they are not doing and what they should be doing and all of that, beloved, you are pushing that person further away with your energy. It's a science. This is not just, that's what I'm saying, this is a very different, it's different to any relationship, and you don't try and compare it to other regular relationships. It's different. And if you know what it means and what the focus is, which is, it is a soul journey. It is to awaken this dynamic, this connection is to awaken your soul, is to facilitate your soul awakening. You have to, doing the work is you. Doing the work is where is your focus. Doing the work is where is your energy. Are you still identifying as a mind, as a thinking person, as an ego? Are you identifying as source, as soul? Separating yourself from those, beliefs and paradigms of whatever a structure should be. You cannot structure this connection. It's not a normal connection. You can't put it in a box and structure it and give it labels and this is how it's supposed to look for it to be okay. It just is. You can't make it happen. You can't make it be. It is. It is a state of being. You see, your mind is pre-programmed data. Since you've come here, you've been accumulating data. That makes up your ego, your mind, your personality, your persona. You wear a mask. Your body is your body. It's your the physical bridge between your mind and your soul. But your soul is who you've always been. It's not created. It's not made. It's not molded. It cannot be. It is eternal. It just is. It's a state of being, and love is a state of being. But we don't realize that because we still think love is how I act and how I behave. Love is how I choose to see things. Love is, no, it just is. It is bigger than ups or downs. It is bigger than whether somebody is there to validate you or not. The sun comes out every day, whether you sit and focus on it or not. Even if you try and make yourself believe that the sun's not going to come out tomorrow, it's going to come out. That is love. Love is the same. It comes from, it's from source. You don't get to control how it looks. And every time we try to control something and we make that the basis of whether we feel whole or not, or happy or not, it means we don't understand love and we haven't fully connected with it within ourselves. And the only way you're going to do that is through your soul, ancient soul, spiritual practices. How often do you make time? Do you make time every day to meditate? And are you meditating for a particular outcome, or just to go quiet and to be with source and appreciate that connection? Because that's the difference. You see, your intention is so important. But we are so busy looking at how other people are behaving and basing our reality on actions, and forgetting the true nature of existence is that things just are. It either is or it is not. The action doesn't make it so. There is a juggling here, and a juggling of it's very action based. It creates conflict. So the blockage here is that there is conflict around how people around you are behaving. It stirs an inner conflict. You are still trying to manage certain things and relationships because you believe that if I act a certain way or behave a certain way, this should be the general outcome. But how you act is nothing. Your energy behind it is everything. So if you are behaving a certain way because you are hoping for a positive outcome, what you perceive to be a positive outcome, but your energy, actually you believe that you don't fully believe it, then you know what? It's not going to come because you don't believe it. Your energy is what you create and manifest with. It doesn't matter how you act. It doesn't matter how you behave. Your energy is what matters. And trying to create your ideal experience or reality by doing this dance with people where there is a push and pull because you believe that you've got to do certain things to get a certain result, creates exhaustion and disappointment and conflict in your relationships, because instead of you accepting and respecting somebody else's process and journey and how they choose to do things, because they're figuring things out just the way you're figuring things out, you are making their actions and their behavior about you. And that's ego. It's not about you, beloved. It's about their journey. And yes, then we call people narcissistic and all those kinds of things. But you know what? Part of individuation, there's a phase that there's a period where narcissism is important. You have to be self-full. You have to learn to put your needs, what you feel is best, above everybody else's to get there. Because we can't be basing our existence on making other people happy. It doesn't work. You have to be full. And that other person has to be full. And you will come together. But as long as you are focusing on them, as long as they are the focus, and you are pointing a finger at them, and you are judging them, and you are angry with them, all of those things, those are lower vibrational energies. You push that person away in your energy. When you go inward and you make it about your soul journey every day, and you get to that point where that is the truth, that is your essence, you are satisfied, happy, being by yourself, knowing that there's this person that you love and that loves you, that is figuring themselves out, and it doesn't matter because you're okay. That's when things start to shift. You are still on a spiritual journey, Sag. And this is a journey that you have to do on your own. As I said, it's not about the other person. It's about you going within and finding that sweet spot in your existence, regardless of how things look outside of you, regardless of whether that person is with you or not, with somebody else or not, wanting to be with you or not. It's about you and your soul, knowing that you and this person are one soul. And that's the only thing that matters. You are still on this journey, and you still find yourself falling a little bit off of the bandwagon because your focus shifts towards them. See, when you're obsessively thinking about somebody, that energy pushes towards them, and that pushes them away. So if you think about it, everything in nature has polarity. You have yin and yang, you have positive and negative, right? But we are still looking at our flames as though we're the positive and they are the negative. Then that means you two different entities completely, and you are not. You are one soul. You are one soul. But the reason why you have your twin flame, why they exist, is because of that polarity. And you will find that what you know, how this energy works is, if there's a push, then there is a pull. And when you're focusing and obsessing about this person, what they're doing, and making your happiness or unhappiness about them, and making what they do personal, and you allowing that to be on a negative polarity, then what you are doing is you are trying to pull from them. You're using them as your power source. But you're doing it in a negative way. When you recognize that I am one soul, this is one soul. And the soul just is. It's not about coming together. It's not about realizing who one another is. It's not about any of those things. The soul just is. The soul is eternal. It's ever knowing. And it is love. So I don't have to search for love in what this person does or how they behave. It's about my relationship with my soul. What I'm reaching for in this person is my relationship with my soul, because they are my soul. But I'm still trying to access it in an ego way in the 3D. And the only way I can have that wholeness in my relationship with my soul is here inside. Is going into that place of detachment, going into that place of appreciation for the beauty of what it is, just the way that it is. And seeing that and focusing on my relationship with my soul is me focusing on my relationship with my flame, because we are one soul. But as long as I'm trying to chase them in the 3D, I'm rejecting my soul, which means I'm rejecting them. But we don't see it that way. We're too busy focusing on how these other people are behaving. you won't be able to move on from this because you know this is a divine connection. You know that there is a beautiful partnership that is meant to be um, given space to allow to come into alignment in the 3D. But it's an allowing, it's not a forcing, it's an allowing. It's a different energy. Everything is energy, people. Many of you are so focused on what your person is doing with the other person. Where they are, what are they doing, where are they invested? And it's not even what you think. You give that so much energy, you give it so much more. And this contributes to your confusion. And as long as you are confused, as long as you allow an energy of confusion in your connection, you are telling the universe, I don't believe this. And the universe will bring you more evidence to help you to not believe this. That is how it works. You are so much bigger than the 3D manifestations. You are so much bigger than what you are allowing yourself to focus on, beloved. You are emotionally whole, but you still allow yourself, because your ego experiences pain in how things show up in the 3D. And you allow yourself to identify with your ego too much. It's your choice. That you still find yourself feeling rejected, unappreciated, allowing your self-worth and your self-esteem to be affected. When you are actually so much bigger than this, but it is your perspective. It's because you allow yourself to identify with ego because you're triggered, instead of in that moment making the decision, I'm going to identify with, yes, this is my ego, but let me go into meditation. Let me go and sit somewhere under a tree. Let me connect with source. Let me identify with the part of me that is source and look at the situation from there and accept that that is the truth. Not allow myself to accept that what my ego is identifying with is the truth, because my ego is causing me to suffer, and I am allowing that because maybe I believe that that's what I deserve. And many of you think that if you suffer for something, you're going to get it. You know why? Because when we were kids, when we threw tantrums, our parents gave us what we wanted. So we learned, and this is how it went through life. If you throw a good enough tantrum and you know how to throw it in a way that manipulates the situation perfectly, you will get what you want, because they'll realize how badly you want it. Now, the universe doesn't work that way. How you show that something value, that it's not about how badly you want something. You show the universe that you value something by your faith in it, by your belief in it. You're too focused on this third party, guys. You are too focused on this third party. And so, if you know that this is a very deep divine connection, and if you've always believed it, and now based on circumstances or what's happening in the 3D, you are doubting it, that is normal. If you don't doubt a divine connection, then it's, if you don't doubt a twin flame connection, then it's not a twin flame connection. Then it's a soulmate connection, because with the soulmate connection, everything just goes smoothly. But it's about, but this connection, your twin flame comes into your life to activate your spiritual awakening, which means that there are illusions that need to be peeled away. And that's the process you're going through at the moment. How you can facilitate this and help this along in a faster, easier way is by remembering what it's about. It is about your soul awakening. It is about disidentifying with your ego self, your ego construct, with that alternate reality, that what we think into existence because of our perspective and how we see it. We taste, we touch, and we feel it, and we think, right, this must be reality because this is what's happened today. And there's so many layers behind that. There is a deeper truth, and this is about you accessing deeper truths. So it is not a pretty journey, but there is resistance here. You're pushing up against it because you are not happy or satisfied with how things look in the 3D, but you are giving the 3D too much power. You are making what's happening in the 3D reality more important, giving it more power than it actually deserves. You get to make that decision. And so what you are creating more of is this doubt and this frustration. And resistance is friction, and it can be painful. The pain that you are experiencing is not even real anymore. You have grown and evolved above this. It is the ego that is experiencing pain because you are going through ego deaths, and the ego does not want to accept it. You have to keep implementing your spiritual practice. Don't slack with it. Meditate every day. Do your work, do your process, get your spiritual healing and your guidance and your spiritual coaching. Do what it is you need to do. Be committed to yourself. It is a soul journey. It is about your soul. It is about the bigger part of you, the bigger part of who you are, Sag. It is not about having a romantic fairy tale ending with somebody. Now, I'm not saying you can't have that. You absolutely can, but if you are doing whatever you're doing to have that, there you go. Ego's taken over your process. Ego needs to attach to things. Ego needs to attach to a particular outcome. And ego could be robbing you of having your love in your life sooner. There are people who have come into union, but those who have come into union will all tell you the same thing. The moment you shift your focus from what that person is doing and shift away from the need to judge them and shift away from the need to condemn and to understand why they do what they do, but to look at it from a place of deeper source understanding, which is love, and knowing that they are doing what everybody else is doing. They are trying to meet with themselves. They are journeying towards themselves. They are figuring this out. And you can love them anyway. Because it's not about you being together, living out this fairy tale movie, romantic, whatever. It's not. That's a soulmate thing. That's a different thing. With a twin flame, it's different. You are always together. You are always one. You are one soul. And you will come together when you are at that place where you make it about your soul every day, not about the other person. When you make it about you being enlightened, you being your highest self, you being aligned to source every day, all the time. And when it doesn't even matter whether or not they come into your 3D reality, because you love them anyway and you know they're going to figure it out and you want them to be happy even if it's not with you. We've got to be honest with ourselves about where we are, and we have to acknowledge it and keep doing the work. Doing the work is going within, connecting to the part of you that is soul and source, aligning with the deeper truth. focusing on the love, focusing on what you can appreciate in your life, not looking at what is missing. Because every time you focus on what is missing, it just attracts more of a gap, because that's what you're asking for. That's what you're giving your energy to. And the universe responds to your energy. So Sag, stop beating yourself over the head. Stop beating yourself up. You are never a fool for loving somebody. And just because as humans we don't always get things right, we are humans, does not mean you must take somebody else's, the space they're in, so personally. You are love, you are whole, you've done a lot of work. Now recognize when your ego is trying to take control of your process. That's where many of you are at the moment. So this has been your message. I trust that you were able to receive and grasp the information that is meant for you in the way that serves. It is meant to serve and not hinder, so I do not sugarcoat. Do what is best for you. Keep going inward. It's a soul journey. It's about your soul, nothing else. Love and light to you, beautiful Sag. You are just on this journey of learning and of enlightenment and self-discovery. You will get there. We all will. Okay, wishing you well. Take your focus away from your person. You need to do a bit of a detox. Many of you need to do that. Okay, your minds are powerful and your minds are not serving you at the moment. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, my email is in the description box below. Thank you so much to all of you who have been here, sharing in your energy with me. Love and light to you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye now.